is Friday, 18th July. Good morning. This is Mervin Hanley with THG News Today. THG News Today is powered by Carl & Sons Unique Bakery on the island of St. Martin with 3 locations on the island, in Cold Bay at the St. Martin's Medical Center and on the Ponfill. Welcome to our first-time viewers and listeners. If you are here for the very first time, we always ask our first-time viewers and listeners to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's it right there. Thank you very much. So that you do not miss any news and information. Okay? The latest from around the Caribbean and in the diaspora. Good to be here this morning. Before we get into the news, ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you about this new book release that I think that if you have lost a loved one and if you're going through some sort of grief, this is the book for you. You just order on Amazon. It's pretty affordable. It's called Through the Storm, A Mother's Journey of Love and Loss. And this is by Beverly. And in this deeply personal and moving memoir, Beverly takes us on an emotional journey through love, loss, and healing. And Through the Storm is more than just about one mother's story. It's about reflection of the resilience of the human spirit, the depth of a mother's love, and the power of memory and community in times of unimaginable pain. Each chapter offers heartfelt insights, hard-won lessons, and glimpses of hope, even in the darkest times. And I know that many of you are struggling with grief and you're going through a dark period right now. And I am telling you that this book, it will definitely help you along the way. So whatever you're going through right now, I'm telling you to get this book. And whether you're walking through your own storm or supporting someone who is, this book will touch your soul and remind you that there is purpose even in pain. You can get your copy today on Amazon. The paperback is $13.99, and the Kindle edition is $3.99. So go and get your copy now. Order now. Do not just have it in the cart. Go and get it and order. Yeah? I'm telling you. And you'll come back and you'll tell me thank you so much for recommending this book. Yeah? Okay. Let's begin the news this morning out of St. Christopher, that's St. Kitts. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, in this press release, has formally charged Selwyn Judge Pringle, age 64 of Dieppe Bay, with murder in connection with the death of 15-year-old Janelika Romney of New Guinea. The offense was committed on June 16th. This charge follows earlier charges brought against Mr. Pringle on June 26th for the offenses of kidnapping and false imprisonment, also in relation to Janelika's disappearance. A post-mortem examination was conducted on July 17th by forensic pathologist Dr. Shandell Norford Harry with support from the resident pathologist. The examination determined that the cause of death was multiple stab wounds to the body. Pringle was charged shortly thereafter at the Bastille police station. They say innocent until guilty. You're innocent until you're proven guilty. But I hope justice is served on this case. And I hope, if and when found guilty, I want him to rot in prison. Just rot. Trinidad and Tobago's former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley made a presentation at the 30th anniversary panel discussion of Montserrat's Sophia Hills volcanic eruption on ZJB Radio, reflecting on his role as a scientist during the initial stages of the crises. Rowley lauded the leadership of the then Governor and Chief Minister of Montserrat, praising their ability to interpret and act on scientific advice under pressure. He noted that their swift and thoughtful implementation of management measures played a significant role in safeguarding Montserrat population during a period of intense uncertainty and danger. And I'm reading a release from WinFM. Had the volcano erupted a few hours later, the outcome would have been hugely more disastrous, according to the former Prime Minister. That is the kind of thing that goes on during eruptions, and Montserrat came very close to having a far worse outcome, even though we have an outcome that we can look at and say we made the best of what was available, and the people who took the decisions ought to be given some credit for allowing decision-making to be shared or to be fashioned by that relationship between the Prime Minister and the Governor. I don't know what is common or what would be available in other eruptions. However, Dr. Rowley explained that the Monsat Volcano experience offers vital lessons that other small island developing states, such as St. Kitts and Nevis, should heed, especially considering their vulnerabilities to natural disasters. I hope to mention a little bit about the lessons that should be learned that Montserrat would have taught to the region, which are not being learned, because I can tell you right now, there are other potential disasters within this region for which we are hopelessly unprepared because we believe that the volcanoes either would give us enough notice or worse, it's not going to happen on my watch, Rowley stated. According to Rowley, the island of Nevis ranked number 1 of the top 3 islands for volcanic risk based on a 1970s study. Nevis Peak stands 3,232 feet above sea level. While there is no immediate threat, authorities continue to monitor Nevis Peak as part of a regional volcanic surveillance. According to the former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, in my own case, when we did the latest assessment in the 70s, there were 3 areas that we thought were 1, 2, 3 in the volcanoes that are likely to erupt, other than St. Vincent, which had erupted in the not too distant past. And we felt that on my list, number 1 was Nevis, number 2 was Montserrat, and number 3 was Dominica. We worked with that understanding that these are the areas where we have to pay particular attention, because not only are the possibilities great because of what we understood from the science, but on those islands, especially Montserrat, where we had Plymouth, Dominica, where we had capital city Roseau, and in Nevis, where there's virtually no place to withdraw from the volcano, you're virtually living on the volcano. But Montserrat beat Nevis on the stakes. Montserrat erupted before, so we were close, but not entirely accurate in guesstimating. Dr. Rowley, who has maintained a deep interest in disaster preparedness and science-driven governance, underscored the value of continued investment in scientific research, public education, and regional cooperation by highlighting examples of volcano disasters in the region. In 1902, in the French island of Martinique, that erupted after giving tremendous what we now see as notice, but people didn't understand what was happening. So nobody did what had to be done, which was to get out of the way, and the volcano eventually erupted and killed thousands of people, wiped out the whole city of St. Pierre. Only 2 people survived in that city. I think there were 29,000 people who were killed. That remained a world phenomenon here in Martinique. And later on, a few days later, the one in St. Vincent erupted and killed 2,000 people. Again, there was notice, but because we didn't understand the phenomenon, the notice was ignored because the danger was not sufficiently understood. Rowley believes that the legacy of Montserrat's volcanic crisis and other similar occurrences should not only be remembered, but actively used to strengthen future disaster responses across the globe. And finally, in our news this morning, the Grenada government says it intends to table legislation aimed at reducing the age of civil responsibility from 18 to 16 years, so that minors will not have to seek permission from parents or guardians when they require sexual and reproductive health treatment. This is according to CMC. The Age of Civil Legal Responsibility Amendment Act 2025 is listed on the order paper for the July 24th sitting of the House of Representatives, and if passed, will allow the minister to insert the definition that notwithstanding any other law to the contrary, a minor who has attained to the age of 16 years shall have the legal capacity to consent to any sexual or reproductive health treatment, including diagnostic procedures, and his or her consent shall be as effective as if that minor were of full age. Notwithstanding any other law to the contrary, the minister may, in consultation with the minister responsible for health, if he or she is satisfied that there is good cause to do so, the order published in the Gazette provide that a minor who has attained the age of 12 years, but not yet attained the age of 16 years, shall have the legal capacity to consent any sexual or reproductive health treatment ordered specified in that order, including diagnostic procedures, and his or her consent shall be as effective as if that minor were of full age. The bill further notes that the sexual and reproductive health treatment means any medical, surgical, or counseling service or treatment provided to support the sexual and reproductive health of an individual, including access to contraceptive methods, management of menstrual health conditions, and the sexual health education, risk assessment, and counseling. The age of sexual consent in Grenada, according to the Criminal Code, is 16 years. With that, we've just concluded THG News for today. Do join us again on Monday morning, God's willing, for a similar presentation. And remember, tomorrow morning, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Weekend Report, also produced by THG News Today. We send that to your WhatsApp. We send that in your email all over. It's your e-newspaper. That's everyone. They're talking about it right now. Yeah, the weekend report by Mervin Hanley that comes out every weekend on a Saturday morning. Your e-newspaper. Yeah, so look out for it. If you're not on our WhatsApp broadcast so you can receive it, just send us a message via WhatsApp and say you'd like to receive the weekend report and even other news and information. The WhatsApp number 1-869-667-7443. That's 1-869-667-7443. And get your weekend paper tomorrow morning. All right? Have a blessed day further and have yourselves a wonderful weekend.
Sons have been serving the people of St. Martin for over 40 years. And the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Carl & Sons for simply the best. There are 2 locations, Cole Bay and on the Punfill. In Cole Bay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Punfill, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Carl & Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Cole Bay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Carl & Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you. Nevis, satisfy your sweet tooth at Feezer's, the cozy spot in Charlestown, known for its mouth-watering ice cream and dal parade. We are open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in and sample our patties, sandwiches, air-fried wings with fries, hot dogs, rotis, and now our famous smoothies, in all flavors of course. And don't forget to try the famous bus-up shut and saltfish. It's Feezer's, located at the entrance to the Cotton Ginnery Mall in Charlestown, Nevis. They're also available by phone, so place your order by calling 1-869-665-2458. Don't ask about the rest, just try the best.